the Fins. All right, our last 7-round mock draft of the evening. So here's what they have done to this point via free agency. They've brought in Jonnu Smith and Aaron Brewer on the offensive side of the ball. So Aaron Brewer is expected to be the starting center. Jordan Brooks to stabilize the second level defense because Jerome Baker, I believe, is out at Miami as well. They also added Anthony Walker, who's had injury issues. So 1-year deal for him. Re-sign Nick Needham. They bring in Jordan Poyer, I guess, to stabilize that secondary, next to your boy out of Oregon. His name's escaping me. Good player. And then they bring in Shaq Barrett, too, on a 1-year deal. So
I forgot about Shaq Barrett. Okay.
Mitigate some issues that they have at edge with Van Ginkel gone and injuries to Phillips and Chubb. They're bringing Shaq Barrett to kind of help stabilize things. So still a lot of work to do. Yeah, Jamal Holland. There you go. Thank you. Still a lot of work to do here in Miami. You don't have a 3rd or 4th round selection either. I think, depending on what the board looks like, you got to consider trading down at 21.
Interior offensive line, interior defensive line. I think because a lot of Dolphins fans, they want a wide receiver. They want Tyreek Hill, Waddle, and Brian Thomas Jr. They want another guy with some size over there at the wide receiver position. But you got to be responsible and get that interior on both sides of the trenches right, man.
No, and unfortunately for them, they just ran into -4-degree weather, right, in the playoffs. Yeah. I think if they're playing anywhere else, it might be a different scenario.
And what I said, you're going to run into that because look at the teams in your conference. Kansas City, you're going to run into cold weather. Buffalo, you're going to run into cold weather.
Bengals.
Baltimore, you're going to run into cold weather. So they can't really get away from that.
Brock Bowers is on the board, bro.
We talk all of that. Hey, Brock Bowers is on the board. Who else on the board?
They did bring in, but you like, it's Brock Bowers though, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say they did bring in Jonnu Smith, but
we talked about being responsible. You got to be responsible.
JPJ,
because going for Brock Bowers is like drafting a receiver, bro. You got to be responsible. You have to.
Yeah, it's tempting.
I hate this.
I know you hate this, but
I hate this.
We just finished talking about.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm not debating you. I'm not debating you. I think you're absolutely right about this. And I'm looking at the offers and trying to determine which is the best offer to work with here. Do you take the 129 and the 3 from the Lions? They're throwing in a 6 and a 7. Do you go 1, 2, and 4 from the Bills?
I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
The Eagles trying to load you up with 5th round picks, bro.
Yeah, they are.
Down one spot. Yeah, we're not doing that though.
Byron Murphy, Nate Wiggins, Mitchell, McKinstry, Barton.
Brock Bowers still there. Brock Bowers still there, bro.
Bro.
Well,
I think. Listen.
Oh, you go
we
JPJ.
Made a trade to get some additional picks where we could get the interior offensive line right and the interior defensive line right. So picking Brock Bowers here doesn't hurt as much as what we had before. Yeah,
we did what we were supposed to do.
Okay. Yeah, we did it.
What we were supposed to do, bro.
Let's go get him.
Miles Johnson's still out there. Try to be responsible. We were responsible, but now we can no longer partake in this farce anymore. We're gonna go with Brock Bowers here, 28th overall selection. Stop the slide. And we're gonna pause it because I know we need picks, but JPJ.
Yeah. Let's do it, bro.
Let's call Arizona.
Hey, I need you to do one thing, bro. Don't be scared.
I knew it. I knew it was coming. Don't be scared.
You're gonna have the mortgage next year, though. It's the only thing with this team, man.
All right, let's do it.
Love it, bro.
JPJ.
All right.
So the trade down netted us a 2nd round pick, which we used in part in order to trade back up to acquire Powers Johnson, who's seemingly falling out of the 1st round now. I just don't see it happening, bro.
No.
The way these interior offensive linemen are being paid in free agency, ain't no way, bro.
Ain't no way. Because they talking about Zach Frazier is probably going to be a 1st round pick too. So if he's a 1st round pick, JPJ got to be a 1st round pick.
Okay, here we are at 55, and then we have a bit of a wait, right? Our next selection doesn't come until the 4th round. So here we are towards the end of the 2nd round. Here's what the board looks like.
Yeah, I'm looking at for a 3-tech maybe. We've got to replace Christian Wilkins. You got Michael Hall Jr., Leonard Taylor, Tyler Davis, Mekhi Wingo. A lot of good names.
Rook.
A lot of good names there.
I do like Nealon.
I like Nealon too. I like Nealon a lot.
I like Dorless too.
Yeah, Nealon's a guy that can actually slide inside. He got the profile to play inside as well. Zach Sealer, yeah, he's a good player. He's one of the only guys up front, that I feel like they could rely on right now after losing Christian Wilkins.
Try to trade back?
We did business with Arizona previously. Think about that.
We get a third. We get a second and a third. And we drop back 5 spots. I'll take that. We jump up 30 spots, 38 spots. I'll take that. Yeah, take that.
Nealon was the pick, by the way.
Oh, we lost him. You got my boy Dorless. So.
It was calculated. It was calculated.
Dorless consolation prize, B.
Yeah, I ain't mad at
Dorless
Dorless.
is not the consolation prize, bro. It's just the ratings, bro. We have Dorless rated higher than Nealon. Unless y'all have changed your feelings.
No. I'm just saying. Based on their ratings,
I love Dorless.
Well, you have to clarify that.
This is
because I like
Christian
Nealon a lot
Wilkins
too.
Replacement.
I like Nealon a lot too, but Dorless is the guy, bro. So that's the reason why I suggested the trade down.
I didn't even see him up there. So he could do a lot of the same things Christian Wilkins could do.
Christian Wilkins. Yep.
Yeah.
Looks like we still have options for that other guard position.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, Pooney.
Okay.
Center, Haynes.
So let's prioritize Dorless here.
Get him.
We have to make another move.
I think we could sit at 90 because we were going to wait. We were going to wait till 104, and our other 4th round pick was at 128. So, like you said, we were able to garner 38 spots.
Michael Hall, McKinley Jackson.
What do you think about corner at this point?
I like Max Melton.
Yeah, I like Max too.
You know who's on the roster? A guy we liked last season, Cam Smith. I didn't really see him last season.
We were high on Cam Smith. He was a top 5 corner for us last year.
Mm-hmm.
What's the safety?
I think they can still stand to add a corner though. Safeties.
Yeah.
They did bring in Jordan Poyer to go alongside Holland.
They did.
I like that.
Gives you some flexibility. I think it's still a position that they need to address, but you don't have to necessarily.
Is it Cater as their nickel, or is that
Cater Cole? Yeah, he did play. He played well for them last season. He played well for them. Yeah, I think we could use another corner though. Like you said, with Cam Smith coming off injury, not sure what we got there. So I think corner is a need.
The default is Cam Hart, but you want to go
Max Melton. I think we believe that Max Melton could play on the boundary too. If you want to go with Melton, I'm okay with him. He's the only corner I would take over Hart at this juncture.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Same.
All right, Max Melton's the pick.
And he said 104. We're looking at interior.
Look at that Dwayne Carter type of situation.
I think he's gone.
Yeah, he's off the board. You're right.
He was taken off. He was taken off when we made the trade.
He's a McKinley. Is McKinley on the board?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we need a big boy like him up the middle.
You take him over. Well, he's saying up the middle. Yeah,
McKinley Jackson.
Yeah,
I'm with it,
bro. I'm pretty sure Milton going undrafted, bro. I should tell you that right now.
You think so?
You heard it here first. Yeah.
With those tools,
it's going undrafted, bro. He's had those tools for 6 years, bro.
That's true.
Right?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
That was back when Michigan didn't really have a quarterback, bro. He was a part of that.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the guy.
They were trying to figure it out, and it
was
didn't
supposed
happen.
to be the guy.
So we'll see it. Bro.
All right. So Brock Bowers, Powers Johnson, Dorless, Milton, and Jackson. So defense, the last 3 selections here. Bo Bray, James Williams here at the top.
What do they got a receiver? See if we can appease that crowd.
Tyreek and Waddle. They want a bigger guy on the outside.
And boy said it too small because of how the Chiefs DBs were pressing them boys. Yeah.
Is it what Jordan Whiting? Is it Whitington?
Jordan
Whittington. And he a bigger receiver?
A big slot. Yeah, a big slot. I think it's here offensive line. I think we could go there again.
Bortolini. I like
yeah.
Mortellini.
Yeah, the way he moves too, I think works well in this scheme.
Yeah.
All right. I'm good with
Anthony
Tanner.
Williams would be a good fit for the
No,
scheme too, but that's a better player.
What's that?
Good Tanner.
Say that one more time.
No, I was gonna say Andrew. Is it Rame? I think he would be a good fit too, but Mortellini is a better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Can't go wrong with Wisconsin offensive linemen.
No, sir.
They got a track record.
We'll do that track record.
All right, so we've gone trench heavy here. Outside of Bowers and then of course Melton here, we've 4 of our 6 picks have been in the trenches.
I like Malik. Let's go Malik. Not here. We can wait. We can wait on
Mustafa.
Malik. Yeah, get him at 198. But we can go. We can go back to receiver, bro. You want to go back there?
I don't know if the guy that fits what these are smaller guys. All of these guys are smaller.
I would take maybe like Bub Means late with our last pick, maybe.
We missed
Cornelius
it.
Johnson or Bub Means a bit later. Yeah, maybe a flyer on Bub Means late, depending on what's available on the board. But Brock Bowers is your big receiver, man.
Ain't it?
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
I don't know.
Line him up outside, throw him a fade. He got it. How about like an edge? Because we got 2 big boys in Dorless and McKinley. I think they're both interior guys. I know you brought in Shaq Barrett on a 1-year deal.
Mo Kamara is a favorite of ours. He's a favorite unless you want to pivot to one of these other guys, Brendan Jackson, Jalen Harrell. Mo Kamara's a favorite.
Yeah, it'll be Mo Kamara.
All right, so there's Kamara. Ooh, Elijah Jones out here.
Ooh, pull it.
Yeah.
We have not drafted him, bro. I don't think we've ever drafted him.
Yeah, but see, mock draft database getting their act together though. Moved them up.
Yeah, moving them up.
Yeah, let's go Elijah Jones right here. I think based on the collection of corners we have, we can be flexible as far as the safety position.
Yeah, now we can get a little cute back there.
Yeah, I think we get a little cute back there. Yeah.
All right. And then who was he going at? 198?
You know, Malik Mustafa.
Mustafa. You're talking about Mustafa.
But we got the corner though, so that kind of puts that.
Yeah, I don't think it's with Poyer in the mix too. I don't think it's as dire a need. It's not as dire a need.
I think our secondary short up.
Yeah.
Go. I guess we go back to edge.
Your boy Ramsey. You know Ramsey plays the star position. You know what I'm saying?
Move him around. Yeah. I'm good with ZTF.
Nice ZTF right here.
Yeah.
You want to prioritize ZTF over Christian Boyd?
Yeah.
What we got?
I think because of what we did in the draft already.
What we've already done on the down line.
Yeah.
All right.
That fireball off the edge.
And then we're going to draft the fastest player.
One more pick remains.
Fastest player available, bro. Let's do it. Ready?
Our first 5 selections came way of trade.
It's crazy. You got to do what you got to do sometimes, man.
Work draft board. Trade it down, trade it up. There you go, your Whittingham right there. Whittington. Throw him in there. Big slot.
All right. We go Whittington. If y'all good with Whittington, we can go Whittington or
yeah. Get him with a different body type. Smaller.
He got the size, different body type.
Yeah. All
right. Quick work there on the Miami Dolphins. Break it down, Headley.
Yeah, man, we were active, very active with this Dolphins draft class. We traded down. We had Brock Bowers staring us right in the face, and we were like, "No, we got to be responsible. They need a lot of help in the trenches, especially the interior of the trenches, interior offensive line, interior defensive line." We traded down, and guess what? Bowers is still on the board for us, so we had to go get him right there. Dolphins fans has been asking for another receiver, a bigger body receiver, and I think Brock Bowers will be our big body receiver with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. And he's right in the middle of that offense, man. You think about head coach, where he came from, San Francisco 49ers, George Kittle. Brock Bowers is a better George Kittle. It doesn't block as good as George Kittle, but superior receiver, kind of fit the same role as George Kittle there in that offense for the Miami Dolphins. So I love the fit, love the player. Like I said, top 3 ranked player for us, number 3 ranked player for us. So getting him at 28 is an absolute steal right there for Brock Bowers. Then we traded up. So we traded back, and then we got a 2nd-round pick, then traded it up because Jackson Powers Johnson, he was sliding down the board. So we got 2 guys sliding down the board with our first 2 pick. Excellent value. The Dolphins, the interior of the offensive line, man, that's the biggest need for them. I know they picked up a center in free agency, but JPJ, he can play guard, he can play center. You can move him along that interior. This guy's a bully. He could get to the second level. Mike McDaniel's offense, he fits it really well, so he can move in that zone scheme as well. And then we had to go get nasty, man. Christian Wilkins is now a Raider, so we needed a guy to replace him. And I think Brandon Dorless, in the senior role, he came in weighing at 272. I didn't understand that. I don't know why he was that small. He needs to actually gain weight,
to you.
play at 290.
I can explain to you why. Yeah. So I had the conversation with him.
First question I wanted to ask you was, what was your playing weight at Oregon this year?
I was around 285.
Okay.
Yeah, 285. 288 was the heaviest.
Gotcha.
285 was the lightest.
Gotcha. And you dropped some weight here coming in to Mobile. Any particular reason?
So right now I'm in the process of cutting weight, cutting all my fat down.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
And he basically said he was going through a cut. He wanted to reduce his body fat and build more muscle. Right. So he weighed in much lower because he played around 288 this year at Oregon. And he weighed at 272 at the Senior Bowl. In the combine, he was up to 284. So he'll be right back where he needs to be.
Perfect. So we're going to plug him in, get after the quarterback from the interior. So I love that pick. And then McKinley Jackson, another guy we're going to put in the interior right next to him. He's big. He's physical. He can help in the run game. And then we got some corners, man. We got Max Melton there with the 90th pick. This guy can play inside, outside versatility. And we got Elijah Jones, another corner. He's more of an outside corner, but you got Max Melton, Jalen Ramsey. I think those guys can play inside, outside. Elijah Jones, Juice has been banging the drum for him. He's a sleeper up there. He's big. He can play the ball. He could tackle. He could do everything, man. So I like Elijah Jones there. And then Bortolini, more offensive line help alongside JPJ. That's another guy that's interchangeable, versatility, guard, center. So we added versatility, interchangeable guys on the offensive line and the defensive line on the interior. There's Legos out there around, and then we got the fireball off the edge, ZTF. This is one of Drew's guys, man. This guy movement ability, like you see it on tape, man. He's like a basketball player. He's crossing over guys at the edge position. You can't really get a hand on him. He dealt with some injuries, right, Drew? That's why he's falling on the board. Yeah, he dealt with some injuries, so I think that's a great value, a steal right there. And then the last pick, we went and got Jordan Whittingham. Big body slot receiver. We got the two smaller guys on the outside. We're going to have Brock Bowers and Whittingham on the inside.
Yeah, it's an interesting bag in the secondary, right? Because you mentioned we got Cam Smith, who was a top 5. I think he was top 4 for us.
He can play safety
last year. Can play safety as well. Inside, outside, he has that ability. Max Melton has that ability. Elijah Jones, more of a boundary corner, but as you mentioned, Jalen Ramsey has a lot of positional flexibility in his own right. So I think just having those bodies, you can never have enough quality defensive backs, and their varied skill set gives you a lot of flexibility on the back end. I don't know how much good football remains in Jordan Poyer. Of course, he had a really great run with Micah Hyde there in Buffalo for a while there, but as of late, it seems like the play has kind of leveled off a bit. But for spurts, 4 weeks, 6 weeks at a time, he looks like, the player that he was in his prime. So we'll see what they can get out of Poyer, but I think we did a good job of kind of retooling that secondary. And in the same breath, getting those big guys up front, Dorless and McKinley Jackson. We went Senior Bowl heavy right here. Powers Johnson, Dorless, Melton Jackson, Bortolini, Elijah Jones. We got to see all of those guys alive and direct in Mobile, and they all are impressive players in their own right. So I think we came into this draft understanding that there was a lot of work to do on either side of the line of scrimmage. We didn't have a lot of draft selections. We actually didn't have a 3rd or 4th round pick. We ended up getting multiple picks in the 3rd round as well as a 4th round selection. So the way we manipulated this board and then the ability to add players where I think will have an immediate impact really bodes well here for Miami, because they're going through, this is going to be tough. They're going to have to maneuver this draft board well in order to get back to, competing here in the AFC East. They can lose ground quickly, right? Because of course, we're expecting Tua to get the big money, right? That's going to create certain challenges. You have a number of injuries. You have a number of free agents who are no longer there, mainstays on your roster who are no longer there. So this is going to be a critical offseason for this Dolphins team to see whether or not they can kind of stop the bleeding or whether or not they're going to take a substantial step back. And based on what we did here, I think they can certainly stop the bleeding. Drew, we take Bowers, Powers Johnson, Dorless, and Melton out of the equation. Our first 3 rounds here. Who's your favorite pick in this draft class?
Gotta go day 3. I'm gonna go ZTF, man. A guy who's not getting a whole lot of love, and I don't think a lot of people know about him. I think it was 2 years. I think he's been in college for a minute,
Yeah,
2 or 3 years ago.
It was 2 years ago.
2 years ago where he had like 7 sacks in like 2.5 games. It was something crazy, man. And then he got injured and I think it was his Achilles, and I think he came back towards the end of that season. Didn't fare all that well, obviously, for obvious reasons. But he's just a guy who I think you're gonna have to kind of spoon feed him into the defense, right? Because again, he's a guy who's always injured, right? So, but he has some ability in terms of coming off of that edge with his high motor, super aggressive, good hands. He's got some moves that he can shell out to you consistently. I think he defends the edge pretty well, but again, it comes down to him being healthy, man. And he's a guy who can start a game and then he just disappear because he's injured. So best ability is availability, and he was a guy who I was extremely high on, but Braylon Trice kind of took that over because he was on the field and he stayed healthy and he made plays. So it is what it is.
Best case scenario, especially at this point in the draft, right? We know that he's demonstrated the ability to get after the pass or bend the edge. Best case scenario is that he comes in relief, right?
Yeah.
Your mainstays are Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips. Of course, they're coming off of an injury, so you've hedged with your guy Shaq Barrett, and then of course we're adding ZTF. We don't want ZTF playing a full complement of snaps. You know what I'm saying? We want him playing 20, 25 snaps. You know what I'm saying? And just with his hair on fire. You know what I mean? That's what we're kind of looking for from ZTF. Keep Phillips, Chubb fresh, and then of course still give you something in terms of that pass rush. So ideally, he's not playing a full complement of snaps. We don't know that his body would be able to hold up, but certainly at 198, I think as Headley mentioned, it's a good value. It's a good investment here at this point because it's low risk. So yeah, all things considered, I thought we did well with Miami. I mean, obviously, I think we do well with all our 7-round mock drafts, maybe except for like Denver.
Hey, we did bad with Denver.
I don't remember. I blocked it out. I don't remember. But certainly, we had a bit of a challenge here with the Dolphins draft, right? Considering the plethora of needs that they had and the dearth of draft picks they actually possessed, and I think we did a good job kind of replenishing this roster. And hopefully, we don't take too much of a step back here because they've lost quite a bit of starting players to this point, and especially when you factor in those injuries. So hopefully, like I said, Chubb and Phillips are back week 1, hopefully.